Once upon a time, there was a good old traditional housewife. She cooked, she cleaned, cared for her children and the man of the house, and of course, she didn't talk back. She was both obedient and soft by nature. She was a good woman who always made good choices.
Shut that shit off.
We're good moms, bad choices.
Two single moms
Who said fuck the patriarchy
shared all their bad choices
and found out they weren't so bad after all.
We're experts,
oversharers,
and your new besties.
Sit back and enjoy the ride.
Welcome back to Good Moms, Bad Choices.
I'm Erica.
And I'm Mila.
Happy hump day, bitches.
Happy motherfucking hump day. How you feeling?
I feel good. I'm sore because yesterday I got my ass kicked by our guest on top of a rooftop with the sun blasting in my face.
Beaming.
Which I needed because I was like, I don't think I've sat in vitamin D for a while. And now that I have this bleached blonde ass hair, I need a tan more than fucking ever. I'm really excited to have our guest here. You might have heard me mention her on our episode with Lizzie Jeff. I was gushing about this guest. And so I'm really excited that we made it happen. The turnaround was quick, honey. Okay.
I loved it.
So welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Peloton instructor, Pilates educator,
Yes.
and just bad bitch overall.
I love that.
Jungle
Thank you.
Johanna.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, y'all.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
Yesterday, Johanna had a class at the Lululemon gym store, which I didn't even realize there was a
It's a
gym.
pop-up. It's a pop-up called Studio Yet. So it's here, I believe, until mid-April or March. I don't know.
Oh, so there's not a gym there all the time.
No, that's a pop-up that they have.
Wow,
So
pop-up?
that's a build out.
That's a
no,
whole
actually,
They got
I was like,
lockers.
Yeah, no, I know. Production needs a raise. Okay. Yeah, it's a pop-up and they have different instructors. They have like run clubs, gyms, so all different fitness modalities. And it's, just to promote Lululemon.
It was beautiful.
It really was.
Yeah, it was really nice. So many beautiful black women doing Pilates on this
Love that.
rooftop.
That is the goal.
And it was, I was like, I've taken a lot of Pilates classes. You were doing some moves I ain't never seen before. The one where you like come back behind and tuck your leg in
Oh,
the,
yes,
in the,
yes, the
like,
little crisscross.
Yes, I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yes. A
So
favorite.
I'm sore. Thank you.
You're welcome. You did great. I saw you. You was killing it.
I was trying. I was like, oh my God, let me not embarrass her.
It's an hour long?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt like fucking an hour and a half.
It was honestly the first class I've taught since July because now that I work for Peloton, I only teach for Peloton. So that was my first in-person class. And I wasn't nervous, but I definitely was like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I was like, I did the warm-up at the end. I was like, fuck it, we ball, you know?
You do Pilates for Peloton?
I do Pilates, yoga, and sculpt. So
I guess I think everybody, because of 2020, when I think of Peloton, I think of the bike and the special shoes because everybody was
Special
going
shoes is
crazy.
hilarious.
But you had to have special
You had to have special
You have
shoes.
to have special shoes.
I was dating this guy briefly. Well, I was talking to this guy briefly, this German guy, and he was like obsessed with Peloton. And he was like, there was like a black girl. He was like, the black girl's so good, and he's like, you can use it, but you have to get special shoes. I was like, special shoes. So every time I think of Peloton, I'm like, special shoes, the bike.
I do remember
screaming.
2020. Everyone had them. I was like, how do I get a Peloton? But they were
I
expensive.
was gonna go to his house.
I went on Facebook Marketplace and shit. I was
But I was like,
like,
damn, I gotta get the shoes just to come over. Shit.
I love that. That's so good. Yeah, I mean, we have multiple modalities. We have hardware for the row, the bike, and the tread. And then Pilates is now its own modality on Peloton. So Pilates, yoga sculpt, which is like an athletic yoga, and then just like regular vinyasa and power yoga, which I don't teach. So I teach yoga, Pilates, and then a class called Yoga Plus Pilates, and it's like half yoga, half Pilates.
Oh.
Yeah, it's lit.
it is lit. I see the
lit.
clips that
The clips are
I
hilarious.
just love how honest and real you can be there because sometimes when you partner with corporate companies like this, they want to censor you
Yeah.
and they want to like adjust the way you speak, and
sure.
you ain't adjusting shit over there.
I mean, honestly, when they reached out to me, like when I got the DM, I was like,
It was a DM?
It was a DM. They slid in
Lovely.
the
I
DMs. It
love
was
that.
actually like a month ago today, or like around this week, that I actually saw the DM because I'd taken like a little social media hiatus, and then I opened my DM and I was like, this is interesting. But when I had the first call with them, I was just like, hey, like, have y'all seen my content for real? Like, have y'all sure? Because like, I just want to be clear. Like, I, you know what I mean? Like, did you actually like
Do your
deep dive?
yeah.
And they were like, yeah. And I was like, well, I just really don't feel like I'm anything like what you guys have on the platform. And they're like, well, that's why we're interested. And I was like, all right, well, let's make a shake.
That's wonderful because I know sometimes I'll go to like some workout classes at my very white gym. And I'm like, oh my God, bitch, why is this the playlist? Like, I'm like, would it be rude if I put on headphones while you're doing moves? And then I can't, even the language sometimes, and you would think you could get past it because you just want to get fine and work out. Yeah,
no, it's true.
But I'm like, I'll just go to the fucking workout machine because this is stressing me out.
Yeah, no, that's real.
Like, why are we listening to Backstreet Boys and shit? It's just not the workout I was thinking.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I mean, listen, there's a lot of people that don't like my music, which like I don't give a fuck. But I mean, I've always played hip hop in my classes. I've always played. I'm a house music girl too. You know, I'm a Miami girl. I'm a Jersey girl. I worked in nightlife for years. So I love like a techno that's like gives you anxiety. Like I love that.
That's very Miami of you.
Like very like cocaine, you know. I love that shit too. Like
very
heart
Miami.
beating out of the chest. Like that's my vibe at like 7 a.m.
Oh, lovely.
But I mean, honestly, like I was very, very nervous to join Peloton because of all the things you talked about, and I've been like extremely pleasantly surprised at like the ability to like be myself. I mean, obviously there's been a few things that I've had to like, you know, you got to read the room. You know, I read the room in whatever situation I'm in, corporate or not. But they've really embraced me to be me, you know? And I know some of the members might not necessarily like, you know, because they're probably just used to what they're used to. And because I'm so different from the other Pilates girls on the app, they're probably like, what the fuck is happening? But the demographic that I have sought out to represent are getting it. So like, I don't give a fuck. Like the amount of DMs I get from like women of color and just like diverse bodies, like, thank you so much. I'm like, great, this is exactly what I sought out to do. So like, if you're not fucking with it, like, I don't care.
Yeah. I think like when I think of Pilates too, I think like what a white space, because obviously Pilates is an expensive workout, essentially, especially if you're doing like, you know, with the machines and stuff. And I remember when Pilates first became a thing, like the first time I think I heard of Pilates was maybe like 10 or 12 years ago or something like that. And I remember like being intrigued, but then it was like, yeah, it's $75 a class. I'm like, 75? What the fuck?
Our Pilates class is $75
Not anymore,
a class.
but back, I feel like back when it first became popular.
It depends on the space, right? Because if you're doing like a private reformer class, like for 2 people, it's
easily,
like $150 an
easily,
hour, right?
yeah.
Or if you're doing 3 reformers, it might be $50 an hour, right? I live in Miami where like it's the Pilates mecca. Like I remember when I started doing my teacher trainings, because it was like me and like 3 or 4 other girls that were like known for Pilates, you know? And I remember like I was doing my first promo for my teacher training and I was like, we don't need any more influencers. We need Pilates instructors. And now I'm like, we don't need no more of y'all either. Like we're done.
No more.
Like we don't need y'all either. We need fucking plumbers, bitch. Okay? Like we need labor. Fuck, you know? And yeah, there's a lot of studios. The aesthetic studio is definitely like what the people want, or, you know, what they see on TikTok and Pinterest and things like that. And then you have like the OG Pilates instructors who are like extremely educated in the space, but a lot of them are like fucking haters because they've got these new spaces coming in that aren't necessarily teaching Pilates the way Joseph would, which is like, Joseph, love you down, but like that man dead, honey. Like, you know what I mean? Like I get honoring the legacy, but like if Joseph was around, like would he have taught the way that he taught? Also, like Pilates was invented by a man. Like anatomically, like women move differently. And there were certain things that like we could do maybe a little safer, maybe a little bit more accommodating to the body. And so, you know, my approach to Pilates is like, yes, classical lineage, respect to the foundation, but I'm going to modify. I'm going to progress. I'm going to add props, right? If I'm teaching Pilates to a larger body, I can't do the same movement on my body or your body. If I'm teaching to someone postpartum, it's going to look different. Beginner, it's going to look different. A lot of people of color who maybe have absolutely no fitness background because they can't afford it or whatever the circumstances, or not people of color, it doesn't matter, right? It's like you're not going to go off rip and like bring your legs over your head. It's just not accessible. And so there's, you know, Pilates is great. I think there's a lot of like divisive language with Pilates, which also I think if you're on Instagram and you hear some influencers saying that this is Pilates and this isn't, and you've never done Pilates, you're like, this shit look messy, bitch. I don't even want to do Pilates. I'm going to go to the weight room, right? It's like, it is unfortunately like not a very welcoming modality as far as like my experience has been, which is why I, you know, do what I do to change it. But yeah, it can be pricey. It could also be in the park. It could also be on Peloton for the Lolo, you know, like I think you got to find what works for you.
Well, that's why I'm so happy to see you in this space, because like I was saying, like when I saw it, it felt like, oh, this isn't for me. Oh, I can't afford this.
Yep.
Oh, and then I remember actually going into Pilates for the first time and literally not seeing one person of color in the space. And I was like, oh, this is some white people. This is some white woman shit.
Yeah.
And so seeing someone like you kind of just like disrupt the space is so important. I think it's so important, and I'm so glad it's you.
Thank you.
And because also like Pilates, I've done a lot of Pilates classes. That shit is amazing. It really is so amazing.
It really is.
And it's so fucking hard. I saw this like Instagram of like a bunch of like weightlifters in a Pilates class, and like all the women are like thriving, and they're fucking fighting for their fucking trembling because like they're the tiny muscles that they're not accessing with their weightlifting.
No, for sure. And I feel like there are a lot of other disruptors in the space too. Like I will say that, like I feel like we're having like a Black girl Pilates revolution right now, and I fucking love to see it, you know? And there are spaces and women in this space that, you know, have opened studios and done their own certifications and are also really fighting the good fight, which like it's not just me in the space. I just think I have a very unique perspective. And I'm also kind of like unhinged. You know what I mean? So it's like she's a personality. She's an instructor. She's on Peloton. You know what I mean? And Pilates was really the first modality I ever did because I had a classical dance background. So Pilates was just like such an easy segue for me. Mm-hmm. And I remember taking classes, and I really got certified because I could not afford the classes. I was like, well, I'm going to get certified so I could go here for free because ain't no fucking way. Mm. So to your point, like 1,000%, and this is 2015. So like, yeah, 10, 12 years ago, you know?
Do you remember last year? I think it was last year, there was like an Instagram reel going around from like an instructor in Philadelphia. And I want to say she was Black. And she was like it was a big deal because she was like, why do you think it's so expensive? Not everybody's supposed to be in Pilates. It was very racist. It was very weird because she was obviously Black. And I think they were talking about like, I know you mentioned Jonathan, Joseph, sorry, I'm fucking up. Jonathan, the man of Pilates.
I'm
but I remember when people were like clapping back about this.
Yeah,
they were saying like maybe the person who assisted him in developing this
Kathy Grant
was a Black woman.
So yeah,
and it was like this whole thing. And I remember because I'm from Philly and she was from Philly, and I was like, bitch. But now that you speak of it, I feel like it became more explosive, and the Black women in Pilates became more loud about it after that blow up. Yeah,
I have many comments about that. Anyway,
wait, and one more thing. What is Pilates like the lineage of Pilates? Does it come from yoga?
So it's its own modality.
Okay.
Wasn't he like he was like on the table, like he was injured.
Yeah. So
he like healed himself.
Joseph Pilates was actually, and I know the Pilates police are going to like clip this, so I want to make sure I get my words right. Joseph Pilates was a man who was just like a very active person. So he did boxing, he did gymnastics. He was just like almost like OG fitness influencer, bodybuilding, all the things. But he grew up with like a lot of illnesses. So he had like, I think like rheumatoid arthritis. I think he had like rickets, rheumatic fever. He had like some stuff going on. So I'm pretty sure like his health and wellness journey was to heal himself. And he became a prisoner of war. I believe it was during World War I think he was in a traveling circus at the time.
What?
And they kind of were like, oh, you're a German. It's the war. We don't know if you're an op, so we're going to detain you. Kind of like what's going on, you know, when you're an immigrant and then anyway. So he was in jail. He was in this internment camp, and he started to get inspired by the cats outside of his window. Like he would watch the cats outside of his prison window. And he kind of like took the springs off of the prison bed and started making these machines.
Wow.
And Pilates machines, and like training his like roommates and things like that. I'm pretty sure that's like the gist of the story. And that's where it came from. But yes, there's definitely a little bit of yoga influence, fitness, calisthenics. So it's its own modality. I think it gets often compared to yoga because it's on a mat. And also sometimes the movements that you see, like we have a move called shell stretch, which kind of looks like child's pose, which is yoga. There's like a slight difference. So there are some movements that mimic one another. And then also I just think with like all these studios opening up, it's like, well, if we're going to have yoga, we might as well have Pilates because same, not same, but to you, same, right? And I think that's like most of it is like just the lack of education around Pilates. And so I do understand like the need and the importance of like educating people of like what Pilates is and what Pilates isn't. But like, baby, I've gone to a class that's not Pilates and it's a weight class on a mat, and I've had the fucking time of my life. I've gone to a classical Pilates class and it's been the most boring shit, and the music's been trash and the instructor's been dry, and I'm like, I never want to do this again. Like, I kind of look past the modality and I look more of like, what does it feel like versus like, what's it called and what does it look like? Now, as an educator, of course, I'm going to teach Pilates the right way, X, Y, and Z, but like, so many conversations online about like solid core is not Pilates, Legree is not, and I'm just like, who fucking cares, bitch? Like, move your body, feel good, be happy, be healthy. Like, you're not making more people come to the space if you're bashing them for doing it a different way. And like, I'm sure Joseph Pilates did shit a different way. And like, he's that nigga. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I don't know. Like, I don't want to do what everybody's doing. You know what I mean? I think it's important to just call, be safe. Say, hey, this isn't Pilates. This is a variation. This is something different. This is complementary. But I just feel like it's so like I remember every time I get on Threads, I'm like, I gotta get the fuck off. Like, it's just so divisive, and it's just like, I feel like we're in a world right now where like we're just so like hyper competitive with each other, and it's like, oh, she's doing something wrong, and I'm gonna tear her down. It's like, baby, her studio's popping, and she's got a gazillion followers. Like, you might want to take note of some of the things that she's doing that are working. Like, I don't know. I hate the nasty shit about Pilates.
Right.
I'm wondering, like, what has been your journey in like the health and fitness? Like, what brought you here to this space?
I mean, really, I started as a dancer, and then I was a model, and I was...
Be more specific, because earlier...
A ballerina.
Erica was curious.
Yesterday, she was like, she was like, me and Divinity were dancers, and I was like, strippers? And then I immediately like put them on a pole. I was like, in my mind... I could see it.
Poor
like,
Divinity's climbing
up the pole.
Catching strays,
like, damn.
And that's also her real name. Yeah. So like, that's my girl. No, definitely not. She's an LA girl. She's amazing too. No, ballerina. I was a ballerina. I was a classical ballerina. I was taking classes in New Jersey. And then I would take like summer intensives in Manhattan. So like one of the Peloton instructors, Allie Love, who has been on Peloton since forever. Used to
I
dance
think that's
together.
the one the guy used to like.
I love, yes. She's amazing. She's still there. Yeah, she's still there. We used to dance together. So like the pipeline of like dancer, model, wellness, like I always say like, it's like sex worker to breath worker, or like dancer to Pilates, or like pole to Pilates, like yoga, model to yoga. Like I feel like that's such like an easy pipeline. But I was kind of juggling all three. I was working in nightlife, I was teaching Pilates, and I was modeling. And really what got me to like this moment is I got fired from my nightlife job. I was working at Club Space in 2022.
Oh my God, I remember that fucking club.
I was making bread.
Is that in Miami?
It's in Miami.
Like 2 stories?
Uh-huh. It's like an after-hours rave club.
Yeah.
So I'm like coming in there dressed up, looking like a dominatrix. I'm like yelling at men. I'm getting tipped like $3K a night. I fucking love it there. I'm like the worst version of myself, but I'm making money. And at the time, that's all I cared about, right? So like I didn't care how I made it. I just wanted to make it. And I got fired because I cussed somebody out as per fucking usual.
You were in your role. You're a fucking dom. What the fuck do you want?
It was actually a black girl who snitched on me too, but that's a story for another day. The one only other black fucking bottle girl there, but she ended up getting fired, so karma. But yeah, I just like, I'm like, fuck, what am I gonna do? You know, because I was working in this club and like I wasn't doing anything to enhance my fitness practice. I was teaching at studios, but like I would call out, right? Like I make like $100 at a studio or $3K. I'm like, fuck it, I'm tired, so I'm gonna take my shift. So like I'm not hosting pop-ups, I'm not posting content on Instagram, I'm just working in the club and making cash. And I was like, fuck, bro, like I'm never gonna make this money again. What the fuck? I just moved into a new apartment with my husband. The rent was fucking expensive. And I got fired. And I was like, what the fuck am I going to do? You know? And, you know, I had people in my life at the time that were like, you got to do the wellness thing. And I'm like, I hate the wellness thing. And they're like, why? And I'm like, because I hate the fucking industry. It's fucking toxic. Everyone's fake. It's a bunch of white bitches that are just not cool. All my clients, you know, they think they're fucking Hollywood. You know, like I'm chasing after them for sessions, or you know, they don't want to pay, or they haven't paid me in 3 days. Like I'm running around Miami. I'm training like these fucking people who I didn't want to do. Like I was like, this can't be what the rest of my life is going to be. Like this is not it, you know? And boom, I started working with Aloe. And they kind of endorsed me. And at the time, Aloe was like really popping, and they're still really popping, but I think they were just like really hitting the scene, and they were really making like, you know, a community space, and they wanted to endorse me. And I was like, bet, like, fuck yeah, you know? And that kind of allowed me to rebrand. So it's like now I'm coming back on the scene, and now I'm working with Aloe. So like, cool, like you look good. All right, you're that bitch for real. You always have been, but like if Aloe says you're that bitch, you're that bitch. You know what I mean? And then, you know, my certifications kind of started off, which like really what happened was like Aloe was like, listen, like we have to reschedule your filming we don't know when we can rebook you. And I hadn't launched with them yet. And that was going to be like my big, reveal. And I was like, well, fuck, what the fuck am I going to do? And I had a student of mine ask me like where to get certified. And I gave her a recommendation. She was like, why don't you host certifications? And I was like, why the fuck would I do that? And she was like, well, why wouldn't you do that? And at the time I was working at the club. So I was like, I'm not fucking doing that shit. And then when the aloe thing was on hold, I was like, fuck it. I remember I was in Jamaica with my husband. And I was like, fuck it, babe. I'm just going to do a certification thing. I'm going to post it. And it sold out. And like, I offered a scholarship to Black women as part of it. And I still do. And then one certification turned into, I'm going to start next week, my 17th certification, know? And so like, it was really rejection that redirected me to like what I was supposed to be doing, because I never thought, and then of course now Peloton and now other things and now we're here and whatever. That wasn't like, I wasn't like, I'm going to be this Pilates plug. Like all roads led to it. Like, it was like, I was doing so many other things that weren't working. It was like, well, look, it's health, it's wellness, it's, there's nothing wrong with it. It's not, you know what I mean? Because it's like
health, whatever.
It's like, well, it's like, I'm sober and I have 12 years sobriety, and my sponsor is like, dude, like, you think you're supposed to have 12 years sobriety and like sell booze to people? Like, you think that's like what God wants for you? And I'm like,
that seems challenging.
I was like, well, it wasn't even challenging because I wanted to drink or do drugs. It was just challenging because when you're in that environment around those people, you have to be
on their level.
You gotta be so
like,
you gotta be
so annoyed.
You know what I mean? I'm like, hello, wake up. You're yelling, you're angry, you're fucking, toxic, because that's how you have to meet these people. You know what I mean? Your clients are fucking whacked out. And so I don't know, like I just kind of did everything wrong where the only road was like the right one. And then the right one was like my purpose. Now, of course, I'm making more money than I've ever did. I'm helping people in the process. I'm happy. I'm not like cussing people out in the club. You know what I mean?
Waking up at 3 p.m.
Girl, I mean, my shifts there, I would get to work 3 p.m. I'd still be at work at 3 p.m. I would go to work at 9:30. I'd get off at like noon or 2. Like if I got
I
off
forgot
at, like,
Miami closes late
if
as
I get
hell.
off at 8 a.m., that was like, oh shit, you did like a light shift. Like my shifts were like 13, 14 hours.
Oh my God.
Space
Wow.
is no joke. That's deep in the after hours of Miami.
And
I've been rolling in that bitch.
And I hadn't even worked in because I was what actually got me there was during COVID, they had an open air space and I was teaching Pilates classes there. So I was in that bitch teaching Pilates, and the manager girl was like, oh, didn't you used to be a bottle girl? And I was like, no, because I worked at other clubs. And I was like, no, I don't do that anymore. And she was like, no, like we really need someone to like fill in. I was like, I'm not interested. She's like, we work art battles. I'm like, I'm not interested. And finally one day I was like, fuck, I'll work. And then I got my first check and I was like,
You're like, okay, here I am.
I do this now.
I'm back.
I'm back.
The nightlife can be addicting. That
For
money,
sure. The money, yeah.
The money, yeah.
Speaking of cursing people out and just and just like, you're definitely a spicy bitch. Period. Spicy forward.
Yes.
Have you made any bad choices this week?
Bad mom, not a bad mom, but a bad mom. So good. I'm living.
You know what? Speaking of cursing people out, I actually didn't curse someone out, and I felt like really bad. Like I was mad at myself about it. I was in first class, and I'm not saying that to sound Hollywood. I was in first class, and my hair was down. It was like this, and if you've ever been in first class, like you have a lot of room with the person in front of you, even with the seat back. Like you have at least this much room, even with the seat recline. So I get in. I'm in seat like 2D, so I'm not in the window seat, which I would have preferred. I'm in the aisle seat. And I have my hair, and I go and I lean on the chair, whatever. And I guess I did this or some shit. Mind you, we haven't even taken off yet. You know what I mean? It's like, there's people on the phone, and they're kind of annoying. But then they take off, and they get off the phone. It's like, you're in a common area, bitch. You got to just kind of roll with it. So I guess I did. I don't even remember doing what I did. And she was like, excuse me. And she called me from over here. But something told me to, like, be here. I don't know why. Because I feel like if I was here, I would have had more space, and I would have felt like Buck. And she was like, hi. She was like, oh my God, you have, white lady. She's like, oh my God, you have the most like beautiful hair. But like every time you flip your hair back, like it's in my way. And I said, oh. I said, well, what would you suggest I do with my hair?
Right.
And I don't remember what she said, but I just turned around. And I sat in the chair, and I was tired because it was an early flight. And then I was almost like self-conscious of my hair. And then like, I used to get made fun of my hair as a child. I don't know if you can relate, like deeply, deeply bullied and harassed. So then I immediately was like triggered. And then I immediately started like flattening my hair out. And then I was like, wait.
Like trying to make it small, tame it.
And then I was like, oh, maybe I'll just put it in a bun. And then like my Scorpio moon came out, and I was like, maybe you should rock this bitch's shit. You know what I mean? And I just didn't say anything. And then I like kind of like meditated myself to sleep. Like I just was like, go to bed, bitch, go to bed, bitch. And then I woke up, And it was funny because the flight attendant was like a baddie. Like you could tell. Like she was just like a baddie. And she was like, oh my God, I love how much hair you have. And I was like, really? I was like, because girl behind me don't. And I told the story and she was like, ugh, the audacity. And it was just like, I felt like she needed to get cussed out. You know what I mean?
I mean, I think what you said was pretty good. What would you suggest I do, bitch? That's a pretty good one.
But
did she shut the fuck up after that?
She did, but like I felt like she was also with her husband. And that's the other thing too. Like I have a husband and it's like, your husband should be like, shut the fuck up. Like, you know what I mean? Like sometimes sometimes my man is like, baby, like, so I'm like, oh, this is how you talk to people. You know what I mean? And I don't even think like there was obviously like undertones and microaggressions. I don't even think she realized how problematic she was being. But I was just like, on the last day of fucking Black History Month.
Literally.
Here we are again.
Then you're fuming in this 2D.
Well, then I go on Threads and say something, and then like I don't know what's up with Threads, but like they really hate women on that app.
That's every app they hate women.
But really on Threads, so then it's a bunch of white men like, you're a fucking liar. Go post videos on YouTube, bitch. And I was like, yo,
I'm lying.
blocked. Like, what is happening? Like, like I just like. I want to express myself, and I was like, cool, let me go to Threads and like make it therapeutic. And I was like, well, now I'm triggered twice. So I just ate the little biscuit and knocked out. Like, that was it.
Well, I'm sure that she's still thinking about it and probably wondering, does she think I'm racist?
We're doing a new thing, and it's called we're Karening too. So
it's called reverse Karening.
Reverse Karening.
I wanted to do it today.
I actually did it at a yoga studio.
I love that.
I reverse Karened at
That's
a yoga
beautiful.
studio.
I thought about doing
it was
it.
glorious. It was a glorious
Adopt that
moment.
in your heart.
It was a glorious moment.
I mean, my mom is white, so that's easy.
Yeah, adopt it in your heart. Whenever you're feeling like, should I do that? Say, I'm going to go Karen. Fuck going quiet.
Well,
Don't go quiet, go Karen.
I thought about that today because I was at the hotel, and it's a very high-end hotel in West Hollywood. And last night the elevator was broken. I had to walk up 7 flights of stairs.
Oh, no.
The elevator's still broken.
What the fuck hotel is that?
The elevator's still broken.
What hotel? That's crazy. 7?
The elevator was broken, and then there was a fire in the kitchen. There was no breakfast.
Shut the fuck up. That is ghetto as hell.
So I was like, "Oh, is someone going to help me with my luggage?" And they were like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Should I go to the front desk and like request?" And I was like, "Let me get the fuck out of here."
I need a spa credit.
Something.
I know I'm coming back.
My knees are in pain from walking.
It was crazy last night. Then again, yeah, it was wild.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
I approve of this reverse Karen moment.
I do too. I was just like, what the fuck?
Because you got to think, if fucking Barbara was there, she would get some money back because she's going to go to the management all the way to the top. Why shouldn't you?
Well, technically, you're not paying for this hotel anyway.
It doesn't matter.
But
she could get $50 voucher for breakfast on the street.
Exactly.
For friends and family. No, it was wild. I kind of was like, still? And they were like, we don't have any hot breakfast. And I was like, the fuck?
These hotels don't give a fuck. When I was in Vegas, the water was out. The whole hotel. We couldn't take showers, bitch.
Vegas? That's a big hotel.
But Vegas is ghetto.
I was
Vegas is ghetto.
What? They're like, yeah, but you can use the spa shower. And I was like, do I get a spa credit?
Vegas hotels will be like $39 a night just so you can go and gamble all your money away.
I know.
It didn't used to be that. It used to be luxury. Remember back in the day?
Have you seen the W in Vegas now? That shit is...
There's a W in Vegas?
Exactly.
I don't know.
We
It
don't
might
go
not even
there.
be there anymore.
No.
I remember I did like a stint where I went to audition to like work at the pools like for Vegas. And I was just
I
like-
worked at the W.
and I was like, I worked at the W too at the club in Miami, and I was just like, people live here, like this is rough.
Oh, yeah, I forgot there's residences. Yeah.
Whiskey Blue or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah, I did the one in Atlanta. I opened it. We have commonality in our hospitality. When you're like, they're racist, I was like, they are racist. How do you be racist in the nightclub? What the fuck?
Wild.
You mentioned your mom is white.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about like the early days of Johanna.
jungle.
Like,
Yes.
who are you as
did you
young
come
Johanna
from?
before Pilates? Where are you from?
Yes.
Who's your mom and your daddy?
Yes.
You're obviously your dad's black. I'm
Yes.
assuming. Yes.
You too, right? Mm-hmm. I love that.
Even though right now I look like Justin Timberlake.
I'm fucking screaming.
I was telling them I feel like I look in sync with this blonde.
It's gonna be
It's
man. I
gonna
love
be
that.
man.
They first.
I
I'm
thought you
sending
were
that
just
meme
break
to
out of the
everybody.
box right now.
Stick in a box. I'm screaming. Justin's problematic too now, though, right?
Why?
How you do? He said some shit. Didn't he get arrested? I mean, listen, no shade.
Wait, he said something problematic towards us?
No, he just not
Just in
doing the
general.
right thing. But
I'm like, towards the black people?
well, the Jana thing was a little. He did throw her under the bus.
Well, you know,
And Brittany, too.
They didn't know better back then.
And our boy,
They didn't know better back then. They were allowed to be mean to women publicly.
our boy Van Lathan, I was watching a reel he posted the other day, and he was breaking down like white's journey from black back to white.
The vacation, the white vacation,
the white vacationers. Yeah,
and he was like Miley Cyrus. Remember, she vacationed from being white when she was dating
Mike Will.
Justin Bieber for sure is in there.
Yeah,
he
was
says
there
he's biracial. He said he's ambiguous.
Wait, who else was on there?
Kelsey, the guy who's now with Taylor Swift.
Well, he's
yeah.
And then in the comments,
That'll
everyone
make
was
no
like,
sense.
"Oh, then they also he had a really random one. It was
a historic
the
one.
Hearst. You know the Hearst family, like they're super wealthy, but I guess the daughter joined the Black Panther movement for a while, but then got caught and then was like, they made me do it. They brainwashed me.
Who was the white
she was
lady?
Like in militia, like
I'm screaming. Who was the white lady that said she was black, but she had an afro?
Rachel Dolezal.
Her.
Oh yeah.
I kind of liked her. We watched the whole documentary. I'm like, Rachel could do hair. Rachel did beautiful art and braids.
Rachel's
beautiful gown.
Rachel never
beautiful
went
gown.
back. She's still doing. She's committed.
She's OnlyFans. Rachel. Remember, we looked recently.
But she's still committed. She hasn't.
I'm gonna watch that one.
She
That
hasn't
looks
white
great.
vacationed.
Okay, what do you believe in? We went off topic, but we have a
was
theory.
a lot.
I have a theory.
Tell
I'm
me.
not going to bring Erica into this. I have a theory about sometimes you just have a white soul and sometimes you just have a black soul. Rachel just might have a black soul and a white body. And there's some black people who just have a white soul.
So like she came back as a black.
I mean-
she was black in another life and came back white.
I don't
here.
know how that really would work. I just know, just because I don't have
How does that
experience-
work with ancestry and our,
I don't
and our
know.
altars?
Ask
But maybe
God,
there's
okay.
something she might have something in the lineage
Tina
that we
Marie.
don't know about it. A little couple of drops.
I don't
know.
think so. Remember when they did the deep research? Her parents said, "Hell no, we don't know what the fuck happened with Rachel."
Like, we would not
Her
allow
parents
this.
were like, "Rachel is confused."
That's Raquel. Okay. Yeah, my mom is white. My dad is black. He's Jamaican. And my parents actually met in Manhattan. My dad, this is actually a funny story, a true story. My dad's a chef. Well, he's retired, but he's always been a chef. And they used to work at a restaurant in Manhattan called Giggles. So my mom was a waitress and my dad was a chef. And if you know anything like in service, you know, the window is like in the back of the house, in the back of the tables, and there's the service window. And my mom is a white woman with a fat ass. Always has been. And I
just
didn't,
regular white.
regular white, just wasp. She is from Detroit. She is Croatian, blonde hair, blue eyes, 5'10", 5'11", and she always had ass, still does to this day. Shout out to Leslie. And my dad obviously is Jamaican, and so
And saw that ass.
they would put her in the back tables because the black people would usually sit in the black tables, not on some racist shit. They would just choose to sit in the back, and so they were like, "Well, have her be the waitress in that section." So she would always talk to my dad through the window, and then that's how they
Came
met.
Jungle
Came
Johanna.
me. And I was born in Jersey. My parents moved to Jersey to the burbs because that's what people do. And it's interesting because I've also seen this, and I don't know if you can relate or if you've seen this, but like there's been a lot of conversation about like the white mom on, like there's been a lot of biracial. Look, everyone went, that's hilarious.
Like I've been seeing it, and some of it I've been seeing it. It's interesting. Some of it I feel
It is
like is
interesting.
valid. It's like a lot of perspective.
Yes, I will tell you that I feel like I have a very unique experience because my mother's white, but I was not raised by my mother. I was raised by my grandma and my aunt. They were both au pairs. They're both Jamaican. My mom worked. My mom worked on Wall Street. My mom went to work. My mom really didn't raise me. Like I don't have a lot of memory of my mom. Like I just don't. Me and my mom were cool. But my mom is not very maternal, love her down. But like, I was raised by Jamaican people. My mother also has zero family. I have no white family. I have no uncles. I have no aunts. We just found out about an aunt cousin who lives in Santa Barbara. I'm going to meet them at some point. I don't know. I had
You're an
no
only
white-
child?
From my mom and my dad.
Okay.
Jamaican. So
Yeah,
just
okay, yeah,
right.
okay.
Thank you.
Before her.
Yeah.
He had kids before her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Multiple. And multiple wives. But you know, he just doing what he's supposed to be doing. And my parents are still together, but I was not raised by white people. And I think that the white mom conversation is usually coming from like a girl who's raised by her white family. Maybe the mom and dad weren't together. So now the white side is racist and they're adopting all these white traits. I didn't have that. So I was raised by Jamaicans, you know, and I know being Jamaican and being Black American is also different. Also not trying to have that conversation because that's another exhausting one that I can't get down with. But my dad is also very fair-skinned, like myself. My whole family is fair-skinned, but we're all Jamaican. We're all Black. But my dad is born in 1943. So there was no like mixed. Like he'd be like, you're Black, we're Black. That's it. That's the end of the fucking conversation. You know what I mean? But my dad is very white perceived. And my dad speaks pure patois when he opens his mouth. It's like he looks Puerto Rican, but it's pure patois when he speaks. And so, you know, growing up, I've always acted like this. I always had Black friends. I was raised by Black people. I remember I used to get made fun of my hair because I'm also very fair skinned. So I didn't physically look Black. So I didn't know. I remember I was like 6 years old. I was on the bus. They used to like throw shit in my hair, pull my hair. And I came home crying and I was like, Dad, like, why do I have hair like this? Like, mommy's hair is not like this. And my dad always kept his hair short. So I didn't know what kind of hair he had. And my dad's like, it's because you're Black. And, and I was like, what? And he was like, we're Black. And I was like, but we don't look Black. And my dad was like, we are Black. Black is not a look. Black is a feeling. There are many ways to be Black. You are Black. Be proud of your Blackness. Never straighten your hair. And of course I did. But my dad was my dad would take like Murray's fucking hair grease.
Oh
and
my
put
God,
that.
the fucking
My dad
Murray's.
always had my hair out. Like, he hated when I straightened my hair. He hated it when I braided it. He loved, me rocking my hair natural. And so, like, the white mom conversation, I don't relate to it because it wasn't my experience. And the conversation is really that, like, if you're raised by a white woman, you're problematic.
Or you're just going to adopt a perspective and opinion
Yes.
and stereotypes that you don't recognize or
Yes.
by way
yes.
of white perspective and experience.
For sure.
Yeah.
So people meet me, they're like, "Oh, your mom's Black," and I'm like, "No," but thank you. Like I know,
Thank you.
I know what you mean. And it's not saying that I'm discounting my mom in any space. You know what I mean? But like, my grandmother was an au pair. My grandma was the oldest of 13. My dad had 6 kids. My mom was like, you know what? I'm gonna let y'all do this kids shit. I'm gonna go to work. And that's kind of what it was for me, But I always knew. I remember, like, I had a friend who's mixed, and I was like, when did you have the conversation about being? And she was like, well, I was in college in the swim team. And I said, well, first of all,
How'd you go that far?
And I was
7
just
years.
like, what the fuck? Like, and and it's like, it's just so interesting to get these perspectives from different people that are mixed. I've always, and people be like, you're not Black, you're mixed. And I'm like, well, no shit, bitch. You know
but
what I
I
mean?
feel like if you're Black, you're Black.
I feel the same way. But it's very obvious to say, like, yes, I have a privilege, right? Yes, I also have afforded opportunities because of the way I look. I would be an asshole if I were like, well, I've never experienced anything and I don't really, I don't see color, and like that would be dumb. But I use my privilege to uplift the unprivileged. Right. I use my privilege to say the things that other people can't say because I know I could get away with that shit. So I'm going to say my shit. Mm-hmm. And that's how I've always been.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you for letting me share.
Well, to answer your question, from my perspective, my mom is Latina, but also grew up in white spaces herself. And the Mexican side of my family, when they immigrated here, very much just tried to assimilate as much as possible, even though they don't look white at all. Yeah, my grandmother is brown and looks very indigenous Mexican.
Beautiful.
But so I've been watching the rhetoric too on Instagram around like, if you have a white mom, then,
I kind of hate it, honestly. I don't like it.
Well, I just think it's like another form of divisiveness, and it's just like, you guys, it's just I'm tired.
I'm tired of it.
I'm tired of feeling shame around the fact I didn't choose my fucking mommy or daddy. Shit,
exactly.
Like, I'm sorry,
exactly.
But I very much feel Blackity Black as fuck.
Period.
And I also feel Latina as fuck as
I love that. Yeah, as you should.
So I'm very proud of both sides.
Beautiful.
And I rep both sides. And fuck anybody else who has an opinion about it.
No,
That's
absolutely. I feel Latina too because my husband's Latin. So,
Me too.
I'm in there.
Well, technically you have some Latino in you.
I have Latino in me, And at the Super Bowl, I was Puerto Rican, And,
it just depends.
I
Where
live in
we're at.
Miami.
What are you doing?
People think I'm Dominican. And so they'll speak to me in Spanish, and then I don't speak Spanish, and they're like, "Oh, you're Puerto Rican," because like Puerto Ricans from Jersey don't speak Spanish, and I'm like, "No, I don't speak Spanish because I'm not Latin. I'm Black." And then they're like, Black," and I'm like, "I can't do this today. Like, I'm fucking tired."
Let me hear your patois.
No, it's really bad.
I make Orlando like
really
when we have
bad.
sex. I'm like, talk to me in patois.
No, see, I would cringe. Like, so my father has a
it.
British accent and a Jamaican accent, and I can't do either one. Like, I can't. I've never dated a dude with British accent. I've never dated. I can't. I'm like, it sounds like I'm good.
Wait, how'd you meet your husband?
Through his sister, actually.
Really?
His sister was like a mutual friend of some friends that I used to be friends with, and like
Not a
friends.
I know that was weird.
But that makes me remember. She's like, you have a mutual friend. Are you still friends? I'm like,
You never know. Shit, life come at you fast. Okay. And I used to work at a club, and it was her birthday. So the friend that I was friends with at the time, they were like, Lucy's coming with her brother. And I remember Lucy posting her brother on Instagram because I was actually dating somebody when I met my man. Like, we were on outs. It was this white boy. It was not good for the brand. But he had money. So,
it was in Miami or?
It was in Miami. And I was dating this guy, and he had money. And he was so mean and terrible. He was a ginger too. So he was like really problematic. But
I like gingers.
I was like, I do too, but it was not great. And he was funny though. And I was just like, this ain't working. But I had like unblocked him and we were kind of texting it. You know how it goes. And I remember her talking about some dude. We were just like trauma bonding over men in the DMs. And then she ended up posting her brother. So I was like, oh, you and your man, you're good. And she's like, that's my brother. And all I wrote was, oh. But I wrote it like, oh. That's all I said. I didn't say anything else. So I guess she peeped it. So on her birthday, she brought her brother. And I was like, he walked in and I was like, oh, that's Lucy's brother. And like, immediately I'm just like talking to this man, and this man could not be more disinterested. And I thought he was playing hard to get, but he's just a Gemini. He really didn't give a fuck. So I'm talking to him and I'm talking to him and I'm talking to him, I'm talking to him, I'm talking to him. And he goes to the bathroom and I'm like, Lucy, I was like, I'm going to fuck your brother. And she's like,
not talk to him, not get
no, I was like, Lucy, I'm going to
fuck him.
I was like, I'm going to fuck your brother. And she was like, oh my God. And my friends were like, I think he really likes you. And I was like, really? Because he's not talking to me. And then I think it finally hit him. My husband's also just like very awkward. Like we talk about it all the time. And I was like, listen, I kind of have a man. Like, I'm not even going to hold you. Like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, you know? And he was like, well, I'm not going to hold you. Like, I have a child and I have a really problematic baby mama and I'm living on my friend's couch right now. And I'm kind of not like, that's what I got going on. And I was like, perfect. We could fuck and never talk again. Fantastic. Now I'm a stepmom and we're married.
How old is your stepchild?
She will be 11 in March. She's right on the cusp of Pisces and Aries.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
nice.
She's the
same age as our kids.
Yes, I love that. I would love to like. Yeah, she's Dominican and Argentinian.
Your husband's Argentinian.
Yes.
Before we get into stepmotherhood, because I have a lot of questions and I'm just so curious. I'm also curious too, like, what is your journey with like sex and like your parents? Like, did they talk to you about sex? Like, because it seems like you're a very openly sexual person.
Yeah.
And I'm just curious, like, how that played out in your life.
I mean, I lost my virginity playing Truth or Dare.
Oh.
Yeah. So like, I never really.
How old were you?
I think I was 13 or 14.
Okay.
I was very fast and promiscuous in high school. But it was weird because nobody really called me a hoe because I was funny. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I felt like I wasn't like, they were like, oh, she's just like, that's Joe. You know what I mean? And I never like fucked older dudes or anything weird like that. So sex for me was never really like.
Was there ever a sex talk with your parents?
There was a sex. It was don't get pregnant, you know, like typical Jamaican shit. Don't get pregnant. They taught me how to use condoms. But I also grew up with a naked mom.
Okay.
So, and I danced and I was always around women and I liked women. Like I was into girls at a young age. I didn't act on it young, but like I liked boobs. Like I would just stare at like in the dance, like I was a dancer, ballet. So like the girls would change and they'd be like, what are you staring at? And I'm like, your tits. Like they're beautiful. You know what I mean? Like I want tits, you know? So I don't know. Like I've always had this, like sex is great and beautiful and all the things, but like I don't find it to be taboo. I don't find it to be weird. I'm not like as kinky as you would think I might be. Like I'm kind of a pillow princess, just, you know, whatever. But I just like, I don't know. Like I had sex in school and then I didn't have sex for years because I just like didn't. I had a lesbian phase for a bit. I had a girlfriend for like a year and a half and she was a Virgo and.
Was she was she a girly girl? What are they fucking
No,
called?
was she
a stud? Was she a stem?
Was she a stem? She was like
lipstick lesbian.
You're in your lesbian era. You need to know these terms.
She had short. She looked like Amber Rose.
Okay.
So she was a lipstick lesbian.
Yeah, but she also was very sporty. She was athletic. And then I had like my little short hair. Like my hair was like that, but it was red. Like it was giving Charlie Baltimore.
See, I know.
Oh my God, I forgot about Charlie Baltimore.
I knew that I'm stepping into my lesbian era, guys. I know I've talked about this, but it's.
I want that for you.
I think it's like beyond me now. I think
it's beyond.
I think it's just my hair now.
Still like, because I find like when girls go into their lesbian era, like they lose their fashion sense. Like just keep it cute. You know what I mean? I'm like, bitch, why you got on Reeboks?
Well,
you know
I mean, I've fucked women before. It's more so Jamil always calls me bi fun. Like I'm just bisexual for fun.
I love that.
And I've tried to date a woman, but every time I fucked her, I thought about a dick. I was like, I really wish a dick was here.
I agree.
And I'm always going to wish a dick was there, but maybe I'm just going to start like attracting more women because is this racist? What is it? Not racist. What's the opposite of? Am I giving lesbians a stereotype because I have short hair?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Well, at least we're clear about it.
Yes, you are.
I know not all people with short hair are lesbians, but a lot of you guys are.
Yeah.
So
a guy told me.
I mean, I was a lesbian when I had short hair.
When I came back from college, first of all, I've had short hair since I was 18. This guy was like, yeah, I'm dating a girl. He's like, oh yeah, that makes sense. I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, your hair. I was like,
see, I knew it.
Yeah, but that's the Nia Long cut. Like, be for real. I can't.
But you did the lesbian thing for a second. It didn't work out.
It didn't work out. I mean, also I was very young. Also, like this before I got sober. Like I was very much like on drugs. And like,
What kind of drugs?
I did a lot of blow. That was kind of my thing, but I was a drinker. Alcohol was really my thing. Blackout drinker, get violent. Yeah.
When's your birthday?
I'm a Libra, October 12th.
Okay.
Yeah. So I get very violent when I drink and I black out, and it's always been like that for me. And then you have the Coke and it's like way worse. So I used to get violent with her. Like we used to get into fist fights and shit. And she would like beat my ass because like I was out of control. And so she was actually the reason why I got sober, because she was like, you need to get sober. And
Did
so
you go to rehab or anything?
I never went to rehab, but I did and still continue to go to AA. I'm very like open and loud and proud about that. And it was kind of like serendipitous because I was working at this boutique. I was living in Tampa at the time, and I got off of work at 8 and the meeting was at 8:15, and it was around the corner, and it was the gay and lesbian AA. So I was like, cool, this is exactly where the fuck I'm supposed to be. You know, and I immediately identified. I remember this guy's name was I shouldn't have said his name, I'm sorry. But there's a man named and a lot of people said things in the meeting, but the one thing I remembered was he shared, and he was like, you know, I remember that I would go out every night and wake up every morning, and I didn't know where I was, and people were mad at me, and I didn't know why. And I was like, oh, that's me. I'm an alcoholic. Like, that was it. That's what it took for me. I didn't like have to go back and forth. Like, oh, maybe because I don't drink bourbon, or because I was like, I got that's me. What do I need to do to get better? And I went through that journey and that process and the steps. And I relapsed a few times. I didn't stay sober from that one meeting, but
Did you have to change your circle?
yeah, I mean, I moved to Miami. And even in Miami, like, but I still worked.
I would say that's pretty challenging. That's not like
worked in
a
nightlife.
sober place.
Well, I got to kind of like live vicariously, right? Like my friends were all getting fucked up, and I was at work. So I would see my friends; they're getting fucked up. I'm dancing at the club at Live with like fucking pasties on and like a feather headdress, and then I go home and they're doing blow, and I'm like, all right, good night. So it was like perfect. Like I still got to be social. Like I feel like I needed that experience. I also got I got married very young in sobriety. To a French man.
Oh, this is not your first marriage.
No, it's my second. I always knew I'd be somebody's ex-wife, for sure.
Wow.
It's not my husband's either. I think it's my husband's third. Third time's a charm.
What do you mean you think it's your husband's?
Yeah,
third?
because I think the
it's
first one
married.
he did like someone needed papers. So he
Okay.
did that, and then his ex-wife, and then me.
How long were you married to the French man?
Just enough time for him to get his papers.
Oh, so it was a paper situation.
It wasn't a paper situation, but I think the marriage was a paper situation. The relationship was real, but like honestly,
And you married him early on, you said, in your sobriety
I
journey.
married him early on in sobriety, early on in life, honestly, and I don't know. And his mom hated me. His mom like tried to put hands on me the first day we
Oh,
met. Like
that's
she
a
didn't like me
different
because I
kind.
was black and I had tattoos. It was
The mama was fighting.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was just crazy. But it made sense at the time. Like it was crazy, but I wasn't drinking. And I was like, this man's going to keep me sober for like whatever reason. I'm not going to get in as much trouble. And like there was love there for sure. But I started fucking around on him. Like I was 21. I didn't want to be married, you know?
No hope for that.
No. And then I was like fucking this guy for like years in the midst of it. And I think he knew. And he just never said he knew. Because one day he was just like, I think we should see other people. And I was like, really?
I already am.
And I was like, all right, bet. Then he started fucking this girl I knew from AA.
Messy.
Then I had
Was
to
he
fucking-
from AA?
He wasn't. I was like, why you keep fucking, like, we're all not good. Like, we need help. Like, why are you fucking a
likes
bunch
to
of
help. He
fucked
likes to
up
help. He
bitches?
likes to
You know
help
what I mean?
bitches.
Then she turned into a they, which is like, hey, no tea, no shade. You know, I'm here for the girls, the gays, and the theys. I just, it was a lot.
Wow.
It was a lot. And then I think she ended up relapsing, which again, karma, you know, I don't wish that for you, but like God's plan, you know? And I think he just had a baby with a non-Jewish girl.
Oh, wow. He's
But
still,
I
he's
love that.
still
Like,
off the path.
But I love that. Well, actually, I don't know. I don't know who she is, but it came up on like something like on my page, and I was like, oh, good for him. Love that.
And you've been married now to your current husband.
Like a year and a half, I think. We got married June 10th, 2024.
And how long were you guys together before that?
We started dating in November 2019. We started dating like right before COVID.
Wow.
Okay.
Did you have like a wedding? Because I feel
No.
like I didn't peep that on
No.
Instagram.
No, I've been married twice, and I went to the court twice. I'm not interested in that. It just seems really expensive and really.
Nerve-wracking. Like, so
I'm just
much-
not interested. I've never dreamed of my wedding as a child. I never was like, I'm going to have this wedding and I'm going to like wear this Monique Lillier dress. Like I just never, I thought of having like a lit ass baby
Why has
shower.
everyone had that?
Monique Lillier.
Yeah, I
She's
remember like when I was like, yeah.
she's like that girl for.
Who the fuck is Monique Lillier?
It's a wedding.
It's a wedding
It's a
designer.
wedding designer, but
Yeah.
it's
I'm
like
like, I mean, maybe I never dreamed of it as a little girl either, because who the fuck is Monique Lillier? Vera Wang?
She has a store on La Cienega.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just like everyone was wearing her dresses for like she was like the moment, you know.
Yeah.
And I just never thought of that. It was just never like I never thought that was gonna be a thing for me. And I was like, I gotta pay for this shit. Like my Jamaican daddy is not paying for no fucking Monique Lillier. Okay,
Bitch, I went to figure out one expensive dress, one expensive store. They were like, I was like, this one's beautiful. She's like, I'll write down the price. I'm like, why the bitch gotta write it down?
That shit's 43.
She was over there for a minute. I was like, did you write it down yet? She like slid it back to me. I was like, $15,000. This was 17. I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna go home.
Yeah, literally.
And talk about this.
You just got married, right?
Yeah, I
Congratulations.
did. But now that you say that, I was like, I don't know if that's in my. It's never really been in my personality either. So I went to Vegas and we got.
I saw it. That shit looked lit.
And I wore stripper shoes and we had a bachelorette party. It was great. We had a great time.
Good for you. Congratulations. I love that.
I want to play a little game with you before we get into motherhood, because I do have questions, like I said. But we play a game on our show called Trigger.
I'm triggered.
And so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to say a word, or maybe 2 words, and you just say the first thing that comes to mind. Don't overthink it.
Look, Mackenzie is like lit.
Okay. A bad habit.
Doom scrolling, like chronically online.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, bad.
Astrology sign. Yours.
Libra.
Marriage.
Yeah, we here.
Religion.
Nah.
Breastfeeding.
Absolutely.
Miami.
Nah.
Really?
Nah.
You would leave? Move? You'd move somewhere else?
I can't, so I'm there.
But nah, okay.
I just like, I love the, like, I go to Miami, I have my family, I enjoy the weather, I do my little routine.
Why can't you? Because your husband has a restaurant,
My husband has a restaurant, and then my daughter, my stepdaughter.
Okay, got it. Stepmotherhood.
No.
No, okay.
I would not do this shit again.
Oh.
Yeah, no.
It's rough.
I wouldn't do it. If I had the choice to do it again, if they were like, hey, like you can meet a man with no kids, I would go there.
Ooh, well, let's get into that in a minute.
Sure.
Last time you had sex?
Right before I left, like 2-3 days ago.
Favorite sex position?
On my back.
Pillow princess.
Pillow fucking princess.
Favorite porn category?
Interracial gangbang. And Latinas with big tits.
Big tits.
I've always wanted big breasts.
Ever since ballet. She's
Ever
looking
since
at those
ballet.
tits.
I have fake boobs and they're still small.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I like interracial gangbang as well.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a look at those.
Something about the difference in color that turns me on.
Yeah, I don't know.
But also, it has to be the right white girl.
Yes.
The difference of color, or is it just like raunchy? Like,
well, it's both. I've said this before on the show that I really like black women fucking the shit out of white women. Like they're like doming
like
them.
lesbian porn?
I like gay porn. Like
No,
men.
I like gay porn.
I like
No,
two
I do
men.
like lesbian porn.
It's
I'm
like
sorry.
my secret addiction.
I like 2 men. Yeah, I'm into
It's
that.
because I like dick.
I'm into that.
I don't like that
Oh,
at all.
I love dick so
Please
much.
keep every time I see it like in like the cat like in
The
in the
ads on the
options.
side.
I'm like,
I
Don't
like
look,
that.
you'll never go
but
back.
I don't want it to
I-
be like raunchy. I want it to be like almost like Brokeback Mountain. Like they're not supposed, like 2 straight men cosplaying as gay.
I like when they're straight and they're like pretending they're like,
Yes.
they're not gay.
like very like Interview with the
Really?
Vampire. You know, like
I love Interview with the Vampire. Just watch
Lestat,
that. Let's
damn.
stop.
I did just watch that again.
so good.
stop.
I'm gonna watch that on the
We were
plane.
watching with Shakem, and he's like, "Are they gay? Like, what the fuck is going on
Like,
here?"
who
Orange
knows?
Gay soap opera. I was like, but it's vampires.
And then Antonio Banderas' hairline in that shit is so T. The widow's
Wait,
P.
who's Antonio?
with the black hair?
Yeah, he's
like the OG.
Ancient. He's the ancient at the end.
He's the
That's Antonio Banderas.
At the end, he's like the ancient fucking.
I forget the character name. That's Antonio
He's
Banderas.
not the bad. He's not bad. He's
Louis.
like.
No,
Louis.
Lestat? No.
Louis is Brad
Tom-
Pitt, who is also eating.
Oh
down.
no! We're talking
Tom
about
Cruise.
You didn't see the new one? They redid it with black people.
Oh, no.
I was like, no, you guys, they did it. They redid it with black people. It's a series. It's
Oh,
in
no,
New
girl,
Orleans.
no.
Watch
We're
it.
We're
I don't wanna do
talking
that.
about the
I don't
the
wanna do
organic
that.
one.
Guys,
I don't do
watch
that.
it.
I don't want to do that.
Anyway, I don't want to see any gay porns at all.
You didn't look at them yet.
I have looked at them. I have. I've tried. I
me
listened to
send
you
you a
one
few.
time. No, don't. I've literally tried, and
That's my
it's
favorite.
a no.
My absolute favorite.
And I really felt bad about it for a long time. But I was like, of course you do. You like dick.
Wait, so Shakem bought us a projector for the room, and so
You watch your own porn and fuck to it?
I did do that actually.
that.
I
wa-
watched porn on the projector too.
But I put the projector on the ceiling in the bed, so it's on.
Oh, that's
the
perfect for me,
ceiling.
Pillow Princess.
Oh my god, yeah.
The layback.
And so I was watching porn, and then I was like, I'm gonna go to my hidden folders. I'm gonna go watch myself. And I was telling my friend Ashley, I was like, I get really turned on watching myself fuck. I was like, and watching myself masturbate. Is that weird? And she was like, kinda. And I was like, well, if I'm gonna get turned on by anyone, shouldn't it be myself?
I tell my husband if he's not watching me, then it's cheating.
I always tell Orlando, like, what are you looking at? Like, he's like, looks scared.
But it's always black girls, so I'm like, all right, that's fine.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Because Orlando's always looking at white bitches. And I'm like, I don't look anything like this.
My husband only that website is like something ebony. Like he
Ebony
watches
galore.
Like, that's his shit. Because he only likes black girls.
Ebony, because you got to get off of that other one.
Tasty Blacks?
Please stop. Go to Ebony Galore.
My husband only likes black.
I'm going to look up that tonight
That's
and put it on my
brown
projector.
Yes.
I'll send a picture to you guys.
Perfect.
It won't be gay porn. Love language.
Gifts.
Deal breaker.
Huh. I don't think I have one.
Cheating?
Lying?
I mean, what's the
Outside
context?
baby?
I mean, having a baby on me is, I don't know.
You might forgive it? Might be forgivable?
No, I think it's that.
Okay.
I had to think. That's crazy.
No.
Do you want more kids?
I do.
Toxic trait.
Oh, we did that one already. Oh no, we didn't. Doom scrolling. I think
That's bad
No, my
habits.
toxic trait is I gossip, y'all. I ain't even gonna hold you. I'm not even gonna hold you.
Those bitches at Good Moms, one of them likes gay porn, and the other one.
I'm not even gonna
I'm
hold you.
just joking.
And I'm like, hey, off the record, like this stays here. And I'm like, bitch, you really gotta stop that shit. You know what I mean? Mackenzie's laughing because we were in the truck and she was like, stays in the truck. And I was like, absolutely. It doesn't go anywhere. But I need to work on that.
But you got to get your shit off.
You don't tell anybody it's going to make a bad difference to you, but you might repeat it.
I might not repeat it. I'm gonna just keep it in the vault. You know what I mean? Like,
So we can't tell you shit.
no, see,
If it's a secret, don't tell.
I'm not
Johanna.
gonna. No, listen. I'm not gonna air nobody's shit out. But I'm definitely gonna use it as like information. You know what I mean?
You're going to
Like,
remember. Clock
yeah,
it.
yeah.
As they do.
For sure.
The clocking it. Harry did that to me the other day. Femininity.
I think femininity for me is just like being who you are.
Masculinity.
I don't love those terms because I feel like I'm a very masculine woman. Masculinity, I don't know, just like holding the shit down.
Turn on.
A beard.
Manifestation, masturbation.
I masturbate and think about getting pregnant, which is really counterproductive.
You have a breeding kink.
I don't have a breeding. No, wait. I think I misunderstood the question.
No. That was
Like
You
that's
masturbate-
not like what turns me on, but that's what I manifest because I believe that's a portal.
That
So
is-
like
it's
every time
true,
I have
yeah.
sex, I think about getting pregnant.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
celebrity crush.
Honestly, not always, but I saw Tyrese 3 days ago.
Tyrese?
Whoa.
Just physically, not personality.
Like you saw him.
From the
You saw him like now in
I
the
saw him in
present.
person. Yeah, 3 days ago in Miami. He looked good.
He's a good
What was he
guy.
wearing? What's his style?
I don't remember. I
Are the
wasn't looking at his
styles on
style.
point?
I was looking at his face. He looked good.
Okay.
Erica had a bad experience with him once.
I believe it, but I'm
She'll
just saying he
never
looked good.
forget. He forced her to
Celebrity
watch.
Crush. I mean, Celebrity Crush. There's so many. I like right now. I really love. I don't remember his name. Sterling. He's that.
He was on Paradise.
Yes.
That show Paradise.
Sterling Brown?
Sterling. What's the fuck is his name? Brown. Sterling Brown.
What's his name?
Sterling Brown.
Him.
Sterling K. Brown.
Fine
He,
as
you know
fuck.
what he is?
He's fine
he
as
looks
fuck.
like a
Fine
he,
as
he
fuck.
looks like a dad.
He's
that,
like a good dad.
I really-
He's
when
gonna
I-
do you
when I
right.
like-
Yeah, like he's gonna.
When I like
be
black men, I like
romantic.
very dark black men. Like even you remember Kofi from Insecure?
Oh God, yes
Who
I
doesn't?
do. Lord.
Yes, I sure do.
Yes.
I think he's kind of short though, which is unfortunate. But yes,
You know what they say about the short ones?
Well, we're all the same size when we're on our back.
The short kings.
I don't have a thing with height at all, and I'm very tall. I've never had a thing with height. That shit doesn't bother me. My husband is 6'4", but that's like the tallest man I've ever dated in my life. My ex-husband was 5'9".
Therapy.
I'm not in therapy right now. The problem I have with therapy is like, it happens on Monday, I deal with it, and now we're talking about on Thursday, and now I'm upset all over again. I need like a therapist like on the spot. You know what I mean?
Let's go. Let's move through this today.
I've been in therapy, but at this current moment, and maybe I just haven't found the right therapist. But right now, like therapy, I'm not. I'm not against it, but right now, I'm just not doing it.
Best advice you've ever gotten.
My mom said the worst thing anyone could ever say to you is no. So like, I just ask for shit. Like, the worst thing, what you gonna tell me? No? Like, okay. And it's also like the no is not forever. So like, I just be shooting my shot.
Shoot it.
I just be in line. Hey, can I do this? Can I do that? Yeah. And like, a lot of times people are so caught off guard that they say yes.
You punk them
Literally.
into the yes.
I love that. That was a fun game.
That's it. You've survived trigger.
Yeah, I wasn't that triggered by it.
Good. Let's talk about motherhood.
Yeah.
And let's talk about your journey in motherhood, because you said you did want to have a child. So where are you at with that?
I mean, we've been trying, but I'm also not home a lot. So there's that, and my husband runs a business, I be tired, bitch. I just be tired. I have a stepdaughter who's 10. I met her when she was 4. I did not want children until I met my husband's daughter. I didn't want kids. It was not in the cards to me. I used to always date like older men with money that had kids that were my age. So we never had to have those conversations. And I never thought about having kids as a child. I never thought about kids. I never had names for kids. I had friends who had kids. And I was like, oh my God, I love your kid. But like, bye. I just wasn't into it. And I met my stepdaughter. And I like immediately was obsessed with her. And we're tight. We've always been tight. My husband's ex-wife was extremely problematic. They just had a lot of unresolved shit. They also dated from they were together for 14 years, so like college, and then there was that. The divorce was messy. She was messy. He was messy too. But of course, like, that's my man. You know what I mean? So I would definitely say when it comes to stepmotherhood, like, I had therapy around that. And I have like some women that I like reached out to around that, because I would say like all of a sudden I had a kid in my life. You know what I mean? All of a sudden there's this kid in my life, and it's like I can't not show interest in the kid, because then obviously me and this man are not going to last. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, well. And I'm seeing how upset my husband is, because my husband's ex-wife really tried to keep him from her. And my husband was devastated. I remember like the first Christmas we spent together, he didn't get to see his daughter. And we had been dating like barely a month. And he was like, came to my house like in tears. And I was just like, I want to kill this bitch. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know the backstory, but like, I know that like the only person that should be making my nigga cry is me. And I'm kind of helpless, and, when you're dealing with custody and when you're trying to get what you want, I think my husband was just very accommodating, and it would piss me off, because I'm like, why is this fucking girl telling you what to do? And you know what I mean? Like, I will say I definitely did not mind my business when I should have. Like, I'll be the first to say that, like, there were times where, like, I really needed to stay in my lane and I didn't. But at the same time, there were things that were happening that were harming my stepdaughter. So it really wasn't about, like, when it came to their shit, I never got involved. When it started to affect my stepdaughter, and, like, I don't even want to put, like, even though I don't, like, this is the mother of my husband's child, right? So, like, are we friends? No. I still don't even want to get into details, because I don't want to put her on blast. Because at the end of the day, like, good moms, bad choices, right? Like, sometimes you make a bad choice, and I've had to really heal myself and forgive her. And a lot of it really wasn't directed towards me. I can't imagine what it's like to be a single mom. I don't come from a single mother household. I hope that if I do have kids, I don't become a single mom, but I also know sometimes it's bigger than you. And so I've really had to like take a step back and be like, I have no idea what this is like. And so like, I might need to just kind of shut the fuck up right here, because I can't imagine seeing my ex-husband with a new person who is now taking on the role of motherhood. My husband's ex-wife is Dominican, so people think I'm my daughter's mom. And I know, and she, would tell my daughter, like, make sure you tell people that's not your mom. And it's like,
does she call you mom?
No. And I would never even allow that. She has a mom. She has a mom. I'm Joe. She calls me Joe. That's what she calls me. Or she'll call me, now she's like sassy. Like, now she's like, oh, stepmother. And I'm like, all right, bitch. Like, I'm like, all right, girl. We've grown a lot. She did apologize to me last year.
His stepmom's
mom apologized.
Mom, sorry,
to me
mom, yeah.
Because I did try to make things right with her. Because I was talking shit about her online. Look, this was a while ago, but I would like make memes and shit. I be petty. And my husband is not on social media.
So he didn't even know?
Well, he knew because I would show him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I wasn't doing behind his back. And he said something to me. He was like, you're really putting me in a really fucked up position when you talk shit about Gala. It's my stepdaughter's name, Gala's mom. Because I have to choose you over her mom every time. And at one point, how do you think Gala's going to feel when she grows up to know you're talking shit about her mom? She's like, and I'm going to have to defend you. And then I'm choosing between you and my daughter. And my husband made it very clear when we started dating. He's like, you will always be number 2 to me. He was like, you will always be number 2 to my daughter. And he's like, and I think that's a good, okay number 2 to have. He's like, you will always be number 2 to my kid. And you either got to fuck with it or this ain't going to work. And I really was not used to being number 2 in anything. So it was very hard for me. Now, Because my husband and my fucking daughter are like this. Like, I'm the third wheel always. Like, I'm like, what are y'all doing today? He's like, we're getting pedicures. I'm like, y'all have fun. Like, and I'm like, please go. Like, please enjoy that shit. Like, I love that for y'all. But I tried to make amends to her a couple years ago. She really did not. She was not open to it. She also said some crazy shit to me. And I was like, all right, bitch. Like, bet. It's on site. And I blocked her. And it was funny because I did a retreat in DR a year ago. And I told my really good friend Jasmine, she's like, what do you think DR, we're all metaphysical baddies. She's like, what do you think DR is meant to tell you? And I said, I think it has something to do with my man's baby mama.
Oh, because that's where she's from.
Yeah. And I was like, I feel like something's with her. And she goes, why would you say that? Now, mind you, also, like, not to also air her shit out, but like, she doesn't talk to her mom. Her mom talks to me. It's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. But I always wanted to be like, I want my stepdaughter to be rooted in family. And I want my stepdaughter to know that Joe brings the family together. So on Christmas, her mom comes to the house. And her sisters come to the house. And I don't want my stepdaughter to ever think of me being, because I could be the way that their family could be, which would be to say, because if I told my husband I don't want them people at the house, then people would not be at the house. But I was like, I think about my stepdaughter before I think about anything else. And I'm in DR, and my husband texts me, and he's like, yo, I spoke to my ex, and she wants to talk to you. And I'm like, about what? And he's like, I don't know, but she wants to talk to you. She apologized to me. And we got really close, which was like weird for me because my husband's like, oh, that's your friend now? And I'm like, all right, first of all, like, this is your ex-wife. So like,
He's probably, y'all gonna be over there talking shit about me.
and I was like, I wouldn't even know this bitch if it wasn't for you. Like,
Right.
I'm doing this for shit for you. And I'm trying to be cool for y'all. So like, don't play in my fucking face because I can make it difficult for you too. Thanks.
But you just told me I was making it difficult. Now I'm making it not
Right.
difficult.
Like, what is happening here? And it got like weird and she did some shit and I called her out. But I was a real fucking animal about it because that's just how I am. And
Love is
now
self-awareness.
But you know what? It was great because now they talk, right? Because like I was in the middle of it and it was really hard for me because I was like, y'all had a baby together. Like, I need y'all to figure it the fuck out. Like, why am I in the middle of this shit? I'm also traveling. So I'm like, I can't even help you with what you need help with because I'm not around. Like, you need to talk to my husband. And so now they're cool. They talk. We just went through a custody thing. We just signed over the paperwork. So we're trying to have 1 week on, 1 week off. My husband just had his full week with his daughter. Amazing. First time ever.
Wow.
My daughter's also like obsessed with her dad. She loves her mom. That's her mom. I don't, like, we're very different politically. There's a lot of things that I just don't, and I don't want to get into it because I really don't want to shit on her because that's my daughter's mom.
Of course.
Like, that's it. 2 years ago, I would have aired all her shit out. You know what I mean? But I think that's what motherhood is about. Like, stepmother, adopted mother, you got to put your kid first. Yeah. And I'm going to put my kid first. And like now I'm trying to like navigate because my husband has very gentle parenting, which I don't fucking agree with. And I know her mom is on that ass, which I respect and like. Like, I want to call her and be like, girl, fucking, what are you doing? So like, it's like, that's the thing. It's like stepmom is saying one thing and dad is like, fuck it. She's not going to respect me.
Yeah.
So we had this conversation and we kind of got into a fight, me and my husband. So I take my stepdaughter to school and she's like, oh, where's my backpack? And I go, why would I have her backpack? And she's like, oh, I thought you had it. I said, you know what you never forget, though? The fucking iPad. I said, put the iPad in the car and shut the door. Your dad will drop your backpack off. And I called them and I'm like, she's not focused. She's not, and so it's hard because it's like I'm navigating a child that is my responsibility, but has all these other thoughts and traits that didn't come from me. Mm-hmm. And then she's being told something completely different by both of her parents. And I'm trying to reinforce the things, but sometimes the things I'm reinforcing, I don't actually agree with. That's why when you were like stepmotherhood, I was like, yo, I would not do this shit again.
Right.
It's a lot. I navigated a lot better. Also, like, my stepdaughter's like my homie. She's so lovely to me. Like, she could really make things hard on me and she never has. We have a great relationship, but that's daddy's girl. Like, I'm like I'll pick her up from school and she'll be like, where's my dad? And I'm like, at work. And she'll be like, okay. Like, and sometimes I feel like I'm the fucking help. And I hate that because I'm like, I pay all these motherfucking bills and y'all talk to me like fucking like sometimes I get like, and I'm like, and now I'm like, I want to have my own kid. But it's also like,
well, there's definitely a lesson that you're probably meant to receive before you do have your child.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I take the lesson. And also, like, sometimes I think like, well, maybe this is the only kid I have because I haven't gotten pregnant yet, So like, I'm not just going to throw her to the side because, she's my kid, she is a child in my life that I'm responsible for. And like, God forbid something happened with her mother, she would be with us full time, So it's definitely a lot of learning. It's a lot easier. And I think what has made things a lot easier is like the cohesion between the parents. Like, we're all in a group chat now. If she needs help with something, if he's like, yo, I need you to come get Gala, I got it, But they parallel parent. They don't co-parent. So it's definitely not the ideal situation, but it's way better than it was.
But shout out to you, because I can't imagine step parenthood is
Like, would you
easy.
be cool if your father's kids had like have you had that experience of like the father of your kids dating somebody else and having to navigate that? Mm-hmm. How's that been for you? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It hasn't been, I think, as in all encompassing as it has been for you. It's more so, I've actually prayed that my child's father would find somebody that wants to be really present for my daughter, because he was dating one girl for a while, and my daughter would come back looking busted as hell, dry, like, and this woman has a child. So I'm like, she would like, what are you doing? Like, her hair would be fucked up.
Well, that's how I felt with her mom sometimes. And I'm like, and now I'm out in the street, right? Because like we'll do a drop off in a public place, and my kid's hair looks crazy, and black girls looking at me like, oh, you don't comb your kid's hair? And I'm like, it's not me. This is
That
not.
is such a black,
I'm
like, that is such a
not,
black violation.
I'm like, this is not.
That is like a specific black violation. Like, if you, as a mom, if you see a black child and the kid's not done, it's like,
right.
like, and especially when I see mixed children and the mom's white, I'm like, come on, Karen.
100%.
This is your responsibility to learn how to do this.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
And even like in the beginning, like when they were having problems, like I remember my husband was like, I don't know how to do my daughter's hair. And I called my ex-wife and she won't help me because they were going through it. And I said, okay, I'm going to come over and I'm going to teach you how to do her hair. And that's when I met his daughter, like for real. And I was like,
she needs a hairstyle.
I was like, but she has very soft hair. She doesn't have hair like us at all. Her hair is like she's got like white girl hair.
But dads don't be knowing shit. They
Listen,
can't do no
let me tell you, this man's ponytail game on point. The edges is slicked. He got it going on.
He got it together.
He got it together.
So what has you guys' journey been looking like as far as your pregnancy journey, and like how long have you been trying?
Yeah.
And what has that been like?
I have been trying, I'd probably say since June 2024.
Is this your first time ever in your life trying to have a baby?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's not that
Yeah.
long.
I mean, I've been pregnant before.
Okay.
When I was very young.
Okay.
But it's interesting because my husband didn't want more kids. So like we had a moment where we broke up because I was like, well, if you don't, I was like, I didn't want to be a stepmom, but here we are. So like, compromise, motherfucker. Like, what are we doing? You know? And he's like, okay, at 5 years, if you're not already pregnant, we'll try. And we started trying in June, which was before the 5 years. We've still been trying. I have a really great job and I'm in a really good place financially where IVF is an option for me. IVF was really hard for me to swallow because I feel like it's so taboo in the Black community, and I feel like there's such a huge stigma around it.
Did the doctor tell you should try that route, or you just said okay?
Here's the thing too, though. Like, I've done a lot of Western medicine. It's so funny because like I ended up talking to my dad about this, who like is Rasta, Jamaican, and I thought I was going to get a very different answer, and he was like straight up. He was like, stop going to Africans and drinking teas and playing with the goats. He was like, go to the fucking doctor and get the fucking help you need. He's like, cut that shit out. He's like, I love that for you. Stop with the acupuncture. Stop with the massage. Stop with the womb healing. Go to the blood clot doctor. And I was like, okay, sir. And he was like, if you want to be a mom, you go to any lengths to be a mom. He was like, Ja, I got you. I know. So I also had people in my life in the past that like just talked about how like IVF is playing God. Maybe you're just not supposed to be a mom. And I'm like, you know, it was really hard for me to wrestle with. And I still feel like there's no one I could talk to about this. I don't know many women of color who have undergo IVF that are open about it on social media. I also understand why they're not. I don't think it's anyone's business, but it's something that I would like to advocate for. And like, I have unexplained infertility. No one's even told me I'm not fertile, right? I have friends that get pregnant at 40. You know, then there's a conversation around like, maybe you're not getting pregnant because that's not your person and you're not supposed to.
God.
And I'm like, and you know me, I'm a Libra. So I'm like, yeah, maybe he's not my nigga. Like, I get like, I'm very impressionable, which is like also probably my toxic trait. I listen to everything that anyone says and I fucking run with it. You know, that's my toxic trait for sure. And, I don't know. It was just something that was also something that like, you know, because you and I talked yesterday and you were like, is this something you want to share? And I was like, no, because I know there's bitches that don't fuck with me that might prey on my shit. And you were like, but you're protected. And I was like, oh yeah, there's bitches that prey on me now and I still get the blessings, right? It's just not something that I've ever brought. The people in my life that know me very much know what's going on, but it's not something I talk about on social media. So I'm going to freeze my eggs in May. I'm doing that. And I'm a fucking do the things.
Have you been like timing it? Because like I want to get pregnant in the next 18 to 24 months. Are you like looking at your ovulation?
No, I'm also not doing that because like I'm also like scared of like the Oura ring because like the government's gonna have my info.
Yeah.
Just get on. I mean, well,
you can just like take your temperature.
Well,
so you're not really like you're just jumping to IVF.
But I am because I'm doing like I'm making sure I'm fucking within the window.
Okay, you are fucking within the window.
I'm in the window, but I'm usually not here during the window. That's the other shit.
Girl, you don't just get sneezed on, you get pregnant.
No,
Sometimes
but it's like the window will happen and I'm filming Peloton, or the window will happen and I'm here. You know, like the window.
Are
has
you
not
willing
been
to?
And you're
I mean,
Jamaican,
listen. I know you're at the
everybody.
height of your career at this very moment, so this is probably a fucking stupid question because I get it. But are you willing to slow down to have a child?
Yeah.
Because it sounds like that's possibly the missing piece is like the slowing down, your body also believing
For
you
sure.
want to have a child. Like,
For
bitch,
sure.
you don't want to have a child. You living your dreams.
Yeah, well,
on
that's
a-
why I
on a
want to at
million.
least freeze my embryos and then, you know what I mean? I was trying to slow down before I got the job at Peloton. I was trying to get pregnant for 6 months. So I was already slowing down. I wasn't teaching as much. And then when I got the call from Peloton, I was like, well, shit, I guess I ain't having a kid right now.
You can Peloton pregnant.
I for
Yeah,
sure
new-
can.
you be-
Absolutely.
you be the new Peloton pregnant look.
100%. I just have definitely, and that's the thing too. The reason why I don't talk about it on social media is like the unsolicited advice.
Yeah.
Like I talk about my acne and like people are like, I'm going to send you this Korean skincare. I'm like, bitch, I don't fucking know you. And I'm cool with my pimples. Like I'm going to talk to my dermatologist, not you, Becky. Like I don't fucking know you. Like that's the thing with Peloton. Like Peloton really makes, you're in people's homes. And
So people think they know you.
People think they know you.
Yeah, welcome to-
And I mean,
welcome
listen,
to-
it's beautiful, right? It's beautiful that people feel seen and heard and feel connected to you. But the unsolicited advice for me, so like also the reason why I haven't talked about like my fertility journey is because I'm really just not like, oh, just drink this tea and da-da-da. And I'm like, thank you. Like, thank you.
Ultimately, you know what you need to do. So if IVF is what
Yeah.
you need to do, then fucking do it. And I actually, we have a mutual friend that did IVF.
I love that.
Me and you.
Okay.
And
Oh,
she's a black
okay.
woman.
Okay.
And she
That
has
friend?
Yeah. And she has a daughter now.
Beautiful.
And,
Okay.
and it worked out for her. And
love
she was
that.
very happy.
I
And
love
there's
that.
no regrets.
Yeah.
And it
No
was
regrets.
challenging. But
That's what I'm afraid of.
it was challenging.
That's what I'm afraid of.
But and I think I could quote me if I'm wrong, but I do think IVF, like it takes a toll on your energy levels
it does.
and all those things.
It
So
does.
you
That's
know,
what scares me the most.
so just like definitely doing all your research and talking to other women and sharing in the space. Thank you for feeling safe enough to share in this
thank you.
space.
Yeah.
I'm sure other women who have had IVF might be reaching out to you with unsolicited advice.
And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with if you went through the journey. I'm not okay with like, oh, I got pregnant 5 times. And I'm like, I love that. Congratulations. I just like, that's not helpful for me to hear. And then it was like, everyone was getting pregnant. And I was just like,
What does that feel like for you?
Now it feels great. Now it feels great. Like seeing Clarissa in class yesterday was amazing. You know what I mean? And I knew she was pregnant. Now it feels great because I'm also in a space where I'm getting everything I want. And I also like I had a lunch with like the big boss at Peloton. Shout out Jen Cotter, my bitch. And she knows. I was like, look, I'm taking May off to freeze my eggs. And she was like, oh wow. She was like, how old are you? And I was like, I'm 37. And she was like, yeah. And I was like, yeah.
Yeah, that's a yeah. Like that's like a firm yeah.
I mean, not a firm yeah, but I'm not 31.
I feel like I'm in denial about my age.
That's beautiful. I'm not in denial about my age. I'm just saying, and that's the hard thing too. Well, let me get to this point. I'll get to another point. And I was like, yo, like I'm a Peloton instructor. Like the likelihood of me being a Peloton instructor is way less than me getting pregnant. So if I could do that, I could do this. And she was like, yes. Amen. So like, that's kind of how I look at it. And it's hard to talk to doctors because it's like, I feel like they're just trying to sell you shit. Like I had to do an ultrasound and the ultrasound had to be at a certain time because there's a lot that goes into it. And like, I won't even bore you with the details, but like you have to start getting testing and the testing has to happen around time. So like day 19, you do this. Day 5, you do this. Day 12, you do this. And I had to do testing day 19. I was in New York. And they're like, you can go anywhere. You pay for it. You get it reimbursed, whatever. So I go and I get the ultrasound and she's like, your AMH looks good. You have a lot of follicles. You have more follicles on this side, whatever. And she's like, when are you starting your IVF journey? And like what I loved about my IVF doctor is like when my husband and I went in, I was like, I don't want to do this and I don't want to do this and I really don't want to do it. And he goes, why don't we just get a bunch of testing done and let's see, which I liked. He wasn't pushing a dream. He didn't say, he's also Indian. He's brown. He was in a hospital. It's in UM. Like he didn't say a word about it. He's like, let's just get some testing done and I'll see you after that. So this woman who was Asian was like, when are you doing your IVF? And I was like, oh, I haven't, we're just, and she was like, well, based on your age, and I was like, bitch, fuck you. Like,
Yeah.
you're not my
Don't
doctor.
reimburse me, yeah.
Fuck you. I'm not doing it with you anyway. I don't like the way you're fucking talking to me. And I remember calling my husband, and then I was like feeling the feels. And my husband was like, "Is she your doctor?" And I go, "No." And he goes, "Fuck her." And I was like, "All right, bet." And my husband thinks that if we just fuck more, I'll get pregnant. That's like his thing. And I said, "Babe, how long is the ovulation window?" And he's like, "It's like a week." And I was like, "Okay." So it's not. It's like 12 hours. I was like, "So I need you to do some fucking research before you talk to me about." And that was the thing. Like, I was not now, but like a year ago, like I was just like angry. I would get my period and I'd literally want to kill myself. Or like my period would come at like 36 or 37 days, and I wouldn't take a test because I was like, I don't want to take a test. Let me just wait. And then I get my period and I would be like
devastated,
suicidal.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's a lot. Yeah, so I understand the urgency behind it and the desire to just make sure it happens and wanting it to, not leaving it to.
But there's that, and then there's like, well, I could be 40 and pregnant. Like, I don't know. I just want to have a little spank bank, if you will. You know, I just want to have a little backup, you know, just in case. And I am healthy. And listen, my husband doesn't have the best sperm either. And my husband was with his ex-wife for 10 years before she got pregnant.
Oh, wow.
Right. You know, and me and my husband have never used condoms. And this man's been pulling out for 5 years. So I'm like, what's wrong with your shit? And we did the test, and it's like, his sperm is fine. It's not great. It's not bad. It's just fine. But my husband is always in the heat. He's a chef. The balls are always hot. That's not the
by
best
the
thing.
stove.
You know what I mean? So, you know, he's not.
Not his balls are by
That's
the
a thing.
stove.
The balls are by the. No, she's absolutely
Balls
right.
by the stove?
The barbecue
The-
balls, bitch.
Where's the pit? It's
He a
right
barbecue
it's
chef.
ball
The
level.
barbecue balls. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
ball level.
He's also got like a vein that's a problem. I don't fucking know.
Don't tell about that man's vein.
No. Listen, look. First off, the dick is dicking. Okay.
No, I wasn't saying the dick was a dick.
But there's a certain vein that creates warming, and there's like a vein, and if this vein is too pronounced, it's like a thing. He went to the doctor. He went to the urologist. He was, he doesn't smoke weed at the moment, but that boy smokes. So, we're trying. He does not want me to do IVF, but he's also like, do whatever the fuck makes you happy. I support you. I would love not to do it, but I also think that like God made doctors. So like, let's use these people that are here to like help. Mm-hmm. But I will be documenting the whole journey, which I think, I don't know, because I was like, I'll document it when I get pregnant and then document the journey. But it's like, and that's the thing, I'm terrified that it doesn't work. Mm-hmm. And then I do it and it doesn't work, or like the eggs are bad, or like, hey, we did it, you got to do another cycle. Like
we're not even
yeah,
exactly.
we're not even watering those thoughts.
Exactly. But like I'm a Scorpio moon, so like I've been honoring those thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, I understand.
You know what I mean?
I'm a double Scorpio, bitch. I'm always.
Are you Scorpio moon too?
I'm a Scorpio rising.
If you were Scorpio moon, that would be so scary.
I would be a devastating person.
Yeah.
If I was a triple Scorpio.
What's your moon in?
Sagittarius.
Oh, my rising is in Sagittarius. We have a lot of
Yeah. My son is Scorpio.
Okay.
But yeah,
I love Scorpio
the
moon.
Scorpio moons are intense.
Yeah,
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Well, you're here to like transcend a lot of things. You're here. You're meant for this. You're meant for this shit.
No,
you know
literally.
what I mean?
I literally have a rebirth every other year. It's insane.
Yeah,
Everyone's
I
like,
love
wait, you were in
this
nightlife, you were a model, you had an agency, you were on Peloton, now you're doing that. Like, it's like, now you're going to be a mom, stepmom. Like, there's definitely been a lot of transformation. I think that also like God's plan, always. Mm-hmm. So that's why I'm kind of like, the IVF thing is like, it's definitely been a struggle. But the more women I talk to, and especially Black women, they're like, absolutely. A lot of my friends can't afford IVF, and they're like, bitch, I wish I had the money to do it. Mm-hmm. Please do it. Mm-hmm. And so I'm gonna do it.
Do it.
See what happens.
Do it.
Fuck it. Why not?
Do it and go in with positivity.
Of course.
And like maybe like releasing so much expectation.
No,
I feel like our
absolutely.
bodies feel that when
sure.
we're like gripping on to that. So
For sure.
I'm really excited to see
you.
what the next 10 to 12 months look like for
Yeah.
you. And maybe you, oh my God, you being a fucking pregnant Peloton instructor, that's like next level.
It's gonna give Rihanna. It's gonna give looks. You know what I mean? I will be naked in all the photos.
Yes.
With, like, the Swarovski crystals on my
Do you know?
stomach.
Do you know what, Peloton? I just want to let you know you're gonna have a whole like
I know.
community of pregnant moms that sign up. So
can't wait.
don't play no
Maternity.
games
Okay,
around
look, Mackenzie in the back,
Johanna's
like,
pregnancy. Okay, that's a whole demographic
Maternity-
of moms.
maternity Pilates.
But listen,
Yeah.
a lot of the girlies have been pregnant on Peloton. There's a lot of moms, and like that's
Okay,
really
good.
the most like. And I really want to give I really want to shout out the Peloton instructors. Like I really need to give them their flowers because these bitches do it all. Okay, you got Tunde who's on Sisters on BET. You've got Allie Love, who just had a baby and hanging out with a new program. She's also on the Today Show. You've got Robin. I mean, fucking Robin Virgo, fucking 27-time marathon runner, VP of instructor programming, fucking Mama 2, fucking cookbook, High Rocks. Like, these women are insane and they're doing all the things, you know? And so I look at them like, oh, yeah, they could do it. I could do it. You know,
Absolutely.
like really, really inspiring to see that like a bike gave them this platform to do really like all the things that they really want to do. My girl Camilla, she's from Argentina. She's singing. She's got her own songs now. She's got a podcast. Like, it's just really beautiful to see that. And it just reminds me that like the sky's the limit. And they're all moms and they're all, well, Camilla's not a mom yet, but like they're all moms. They're all doing the things. And it's like, yeah, like why not?
Absolutely.
Moms can do it all, baby.
Absolutely.
And use your platform. Use what you got. Use it all. All the things.
For sure.
Oh, before we get out here, you have to pick a card, my love.
And an affirmation. Do you have an affirmation for us?
I mean, my affirmation is always my mantra, which is do no harm, take no shit.
Do no harm, take no shit.
Period. Also, I want to shout out Lululemon for gifting the girls 2 beautiful sets.
Yes,
Oh,
thank
I can't
you.
wait. I'm
Yeah.
trying to get in my workout era. So if
Yeah.
I look like that, I'll go.
Yeah.
I'm
girl,
excited.
please. See, both of you. And also, like, I want to give shout out to Lululemon, too, because they really are putting on for women of color. Like, they have that studio yet. There's a lot of Black instructors that are teaching on that, you know, studio over the month of the pop-up. And I've worked with a lot of brands, and I will say that like Lululemon is really doing the work in the community and like is supporting the nonprofit I work for, and is really just, they are who they say they are. And I think like as somebody who's really trying to make changes in wellness and is really advocating for Black and brown people, I cannot align myself with brands that don't really believe in what I believe in. I've done it before and it's come back to bite me in the ass. And so like I want to give them their flowers because they're doing the things.
Okay, shout
For
out to
real,
Lululemon.
Okay, let's go get some Lululemon, guys.
Lululemon.
Yes.
And Peloton, obviously.
And Peloton.
Okay.
Queen of Swords.
Is she Black?
I can look it up. Queen of Swords. What does she look? What's going on? What is she doing?
She's Black for sure.
Oh, yeah,
all the cards are
all
black.
these.
Oh,
this
period.
Is the
Okay.
This is the Black
This is a
Tarot deck.
mahogany deck.
Oh,
Yeah.
gorgeous. Okay, well, she's Black. There's something down here. I'm going to go ahead and say it's a baby child.
It's a bit.
That's a baby.
As a baby.
That's her and her baby on the throne. Period. Skipping.
Let me see.
Right? That's a baby?
A baby to
Look, that's a baby. That's somebody's baby.
Yeah, that's her baby.
I mean,
Okay, it's a baby, y'all. The Queen of Swords combines the mental clarity and intellectual power of the Suit of Swords with the maturity and receptiveness of the Queen. You have the gift of being able to use your intellect and unbiased judgment while also remaining flexible and open to receive input from other sources. As you lead from the head and not the heart, you are better able to discern situations without the influence of emotion or sentimentality. Is that a word? Okay, hopefully I said that right. You may believe that empathy or compassion towards others will distract you from the task at hand. Instead, you prefer to know the how, what, why, where, when, and who of everything to help you make sense of your environment and better understand others. The Queen of Swords notes that you are a truth seeker. You are open
absolutely.
to hearing the thoughts and opinions of others, but ultimately you filter that information to decipher what is true and what is not. When interacting with others, you will not tolerate mistruths or excessive fluff. You prefer to get to the heart of the matter without engaging in too much chit-chat or gossip.
look.
The Queen of Swords suggests that you have an innate ability to tell it like it is. You are a quick thinker and highly perceptive, piercing through the noise and confusion to get straight to the point. There's no beating around the bush or softening of your comments, opinions, or thoughts. You are upfront and honest in your views, and you expect the same from others. For this reason, many people respect your opinion and come to you for advice when they need clarity. As a determined, independent, and resilient person, you have established clear boundaries and you are quick to call out someone who crosses them. People do not mess with you.
Nope.
Not because you threaten them or inflict violence anymore, but because you set expectations up front about how you want to be treated. Some people might be intimidated by you, but once they get past your tough exterior and develop a sense of trust and respect, they see your softer side.
That was perfect. Honestly, that's me.
The cards never lie.
They never lie.
Always.
I love this. This was such a treat.
Yeah.
When are y'all coming to Miami?
Soon. I want to come. I would
you
like
said
to
that we had
come.
plans, like-
Wait, we were supposed to go to actually when we were in Miami, like in 2023.
We were supposed to kick it.
We were supposed
but
to
y'all
come
were
to your.
staying far in like North
We
Miami.
were far.
Our
Yeah.
friend
Far
rented a
as
house.
fuck.
We were
We're
like,
like, where are we?
We were like in a
You
residential
sent me the
neighborhood.
address and I was like, oh, nah, child, I ain't gonna make it.
Well, also we were like on
We were
one
going to
every
class,
single day.
right?
We were fucked up, and so
Yeah.
I think your class was like at like 9 a.m. and I was trying to like get I was like trying to like tell we're gonna go to Jungle Johanna's class at 9. Bitch, we were like probably up till 9.
I love that.
And so we didn't make it.
So
Miami just has that energy.
It does.
I have to be careful going to Miami because I get confused.
But you know what? They have a great wellness scene too. Like for people like that aren't trying to party but like want to do social shit and wellness, like Miami is absolutely that.
We're gonna tap in with you next time.
Yeah, I'll do a little itinerary for you.
Yeah, we're gonna do spa
I'll do an
stuff.
itinerary for you, and like we'll do, and like I'll make sure that I'm there.
I know because
now because it's gonna get so fucking hot.
I like hot. I want to have my titties out in the
but
sun.
you like the humid.
I just like to be in the warm water with my titties out.
Yeah, no, same, absolutely. We can definitely do that.
Okay.
Well, we'll be there soon. And where can our people find you?
I only have Instagram, so Jungle Johanna. I'm not on TikTok.
You're on Threads.
I'm on Threads.
Unfortunately, apparently.
There's a TikTok floating up. There's some like fucked up TikToks about me. I think on the Ecos right now, actually. Instagram, Jungle Johanna, and then Peloton. I'm gonna post today a 60-day free trial. So whenever this comes out, I'll post a 60-day free trial, and you can tap in with Peloton and try me and try the other instructors.
Oh yeah, I want to
Yes,
try it.
I
I'm
want-
telling you those special shoes.
I got
in there.
you. Yeah,
I'm going. I'm downloading that app today.
Yeah, I'll send you. I got you.
Okay.
Yes.
Ooh, I'm excited. And y'all know where to find us at goodmoms_bad choices on Instagram. Make sure you tap into our retreats. We're going to Costa Rica
So fun.
this summer.
Love that.
And
At Sonora again.
yes.
Beautiful. Love
And
that.
so we have a Mommy and Me retreat July 14th through the 19th. We're almost sold out. So if you're interested, definitely tap in right now. And then we have our women's retreat, which is also filling up fast. And that's the July 24th through the 29th. We have payment plans. So don't let your bank account stress you out.
Period.
But I would recommend putting a deposit the fuck down now so that it doesn't stress you out. Yeah. So all that information is in the episode description. And we love you. See you next week.
Bye.
Yeah, I'm living so good, can't you tell? I went through a drought, that's until I found a well. Made my heaven on earth, I used to be broke as hell. Now I got the blues dancing like Beyonce Giselle. Throat chakra popping, it's power in our voices. Patriarchy kept it in a box to exploit us. Women put the P in power, so it's pointless. They want me to be good, so I make bad choices. Bad mom, not a bad mom, but a bad mom. Get her Zen on, put cannabis in her bath bomb. Walked in, boss was capping, I blew his cap off. Top dog now, I'm immune to the cat calls. Curvy in the waist, but straight to it like a dollar sign. Mother and a lover, intuitive like a water sign. Warrior in the winter and sensual in the summertime. I do it all, ain't no one I need to run it by.